Welcome back to the Traders Network Show and our continued coverage of Humanity 2.0. I'm Matt Bird, broadcasting worldwide from the Vatican for equities.com and our affiliate network partners. My next guest is the Vice President of Public Engagement for Patagonia, Rick Ridgeway. Rick,
nice
how
to
are
meet
you?
I'm great
Thanks
today.
for coming on the show.
It's a great day at the Vatican.
It is a great day at the Vatican, and you don't get to say that very often.
No, you don't.
So we're in a pretty special place, and you just came off a panel, right? And we've got another one coming up in a little bit. And you had some pretty interesting stuff to say inside. And you know, today we've got a lot of thought leaders, we have a lot of influencers. Hopefully we're going to create some social change and do some good that's going to come out of all this. Why is Humanity 2.0 and the initiatives here important for your organization? Because you guys have your own voice and your own message.
Well, one of the focuses, as you know, at the forum today is women's rights, maternity health as part of those rights. And at our company, the intersection between that topic and the way we do business is the policies we have at our company supporting our employees' families. The policies that support our families to avoid the trade-offs that are so frequent in business between a worker's personal life and their work life. At our company, we break that down. We break it down by offering our young mothers 16 weeks of paid paternity leave. We give fathers, whether they work for us or not, 12 weeks of paid paternity leave. If a young mother, after having her child, has to travel for business, we support a caregiver to go with that employee so that the employee has somebody there to take care of the business or the child while they're doing their business. We get them hotel rooms side by side. And the most important thing, the thing that creates the most value for us is our on-site child development center. So when our mothers come back from having their babies, with their babies, they know that they can bring their babies to work, that those babies go into a child development center that is world class, and they can stay there until they're 5 years old when they leave to go to public school. And it is the most developed child care center of any company that I've ever run into in the world. It is world class.
I can't think of. I mean, just the dynamic. I mean, to 5 years old, that's impressive. And you know, and today it's like everything's going up. The cost of living is going up. Healthcare is going up. Childcare is very expensive. I have three daughters. It's expensive, and it's difficult. So kudos to you guys on that.
Well, now let me explain. Our employees have to pay for that service, but we subsidize it.
That's incredible.
And so that it's affordable. And if a employee is at a lower income level, the subsidization goes up for those employees to make it more equitable. Now, companies frequently come to us and say, how can you afford to do this? And we look and turn the question right back at them and say, how can you afford not to do it? And then we explain the business value, the return on investment that we get from treating our employees, the return on investment from our retention rate of employees who all come back to work. In most companies, 35% of the young women after having babies don't come back to work. They got to do rehires. 98% over 6 years. And we've got the bells behind us.
I would say, right as you said the number, the bells rang.
They like amazing. They like it up there.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, you know, listen, I want to transition a little bit. You were talking earlier offline about the climate control and how it's mission critical for Patagonia to really support the slowing of climate change. I mean, not just from a business model perspective, but also from a humanitarian standpoint. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, you know, Patagonia is a privately held company. As our owners say, that means we get to do what we want. And what we want to do is use our business as a tool and an agent for environmental protection and social justice. That is why we are in business. And we consider the biggest challenge all of us face to be climate change. And we also we consider climate change not to be the problem, but the symptom of the problem. The real problem is too many people on the planet using too many of the planet's limited resources. So as a company, we have a lot of initiatives to try and do something about that, to try to reduce the environmental impact of our products, and to try to actually partner with our customers to convince them not to use our stuff or not to buy our stuff if they really don't need it. So we actually have an active program to convince our customers to buy only what they need, to reduce their consumption. Because remember I said one of the real causes of climate change is all of us using too much stuff.
That's over manufacturing, over everything. Listen, I love the messaging, and you know what? We're going to do our part on getting your message out.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thank you, Rick. I really appreciate you coming down. I am going to actually watch your next panel coming up. I may have you come back. I'd love at some point down the road for you to come back and contribute to the network on some of the sustainable stuff that you're working on. Sound good?
Okay.
You're watching the Traders Network show. We'll be right back with our guest, Vice President of Public Engagement right here from Patagonia. Rick, thanks a lot for coming on the show again.
Thanks, Matt.
We'll be right back after this message. Don't go away.